than just doing an edit and teaching online, because it's like I'm talking to invisible people, but for an extended period of time, and I've got to vamp up my energy. It's quite interesting. I'm actually going to flip this on right now. Boom! Welcome to Flowtricks. My name is Ken. I hope everyone is doing awesome. And yeah, like I was saying, I think I left my mic on, but yeah, with live streaming, it's a totally different beast than when you're just recording a video, because you have outtakes, you have edits. And I think the weirdest part about the whole thing is just simply, with any kind of recording really, is I'm looking at this camera that's just like staring at me, and it's completely silent in my place outside of that. As opposed to like if I were to meet you all in person, you know, it'd be like we could feed off each other's energy. But here, I kind of have to create my own energy and like just shoot it out constantly without hearing anything except for what you all type. So I hope everyone's doing good. How's life? I had a root canal yesterday, and it's surprisingly, I'm feeling pretty good for it. I thought I was going to be in pain for quite a while. They drilled into me for like an hour and a half. I just got dental insurance. I know you all wanted to hear that, but I'm pretty proud about that, because one thing as a performer is it's really hard to get health and dental and medical. It's just a hard thing, just because it's a constant. You're constantly just trying to like get over the hump of just doing this as a full-time thing. It's kind of a challenging thing. I mean, you know, there's very few people that say, hey, I spend nunchucks as a living, you know what I mean? So anyways, before we begin, I want to give shout outs. First to Flow Toys, because Flow Toys is awesome for LED nunchucks. Next to Dark Monk, because Dark Monk makes like one of my favorite chucks. Boom, you know, we've got the Dark Monk Studio nunchucks. They're like some of my favorites. And when I do fire too, I just absolutely love his fire chucks as well. But these, anytime I'm doing practicing, I'm using Dark Monk Studio nunchucks. They're just awesome. You can see them in all my videos. And of course, to the mega sponsor, David Smedley, who is doing his own little journey with nunchucks, but at the same time, you know, he's also like supporting Flowtricks a lot. So all these people are awesome, and they're definitely worth talking over. What do you all think? It's to some degree I want to do this more regularly, but then to another degree, it's like I just wonder, like I see live streamers and like video game streamers, for instance, they do it for like a couple hours a day. But and if I did that, it would be a lot. I mean, it would be a lot to take out from the day that I could be doing other things for Flowtricks. But at the same time, I think like if I regularly syndicated something, I don't know if that would create more momentum and just keep it going faster, or if I should just keep doing like tutorial videos. And then we're going into Flowtricks games really soon as well. Let me know what you think though. Send me a message. And just a couple things. I wrote down some thoughts, because when the camera's on, I want to make sure I don't miss anything. We're giving away a pair of Dark Monk Studio nunchucks at the end of today. So, whoa, my camera just shut off. Okay, wait. Give it a second. This is what I'm talking about. It's the little things in technology, and this happens quite a bit actually, where my camera will shut off, or I'll record myself with my head cut off, or it'll be fuzzy. It's all the little technological things, but lately my webcam has really been acting funny, and it just shuts off at random times. The last time I did a private video, I actually had to re-record the video 10 times. 10 times I had to re-record the video, because it just kept shutting off for no reason. I updated the drivers, I rebooted Windows, did reinstallations, I cut out all the extra plugins. It's just crazy. Anyways, I'm just kind of talking. I see some questions, which is awesome. I just wanted to first just give a little bit of talking out of the way, you know, because I love to talk. Also, let's see here. I'm gonna answer a few questions, and then I'm gonna chat a little bit more here. Okay, so Justin says, that's hilarious. Thank you for the videos. I've been spinning nunchucks for about 8 months now, and that's amazing, therapeutic even. And I'm gonna be honest, that is like the best. That's the best. Like when you're able to spin it, and you're not just doing a thing to impress people, but it actually becomes a therapy or a part of your life, like Zen, like something you can tap into. So when you have a bad day and you spin and it releases, to me, that is the best, and that is the big reason why I want to teach it. It's not so I can give people cool skills. It's not so you can like be a big show off. I mean, this is fun, don't get me wrong, and it's awesome to be able to show off. But I'm saying like this is a positive outlet, and we can give it to people, and they can pick up something that promotes more awareness, more strength, you know, more good things in the world, instead of, you know, negative things or self-destructive things. I think that's the power of spinning in general, or the power of chucks, is being able just to tap in that moment. So thanks, Justin. I totally appreciate and see that too. And yeah, there goes the camera again. Well, we already talked about this, so that's okay. Turn back on. Boom. There we go. It was a lot worse before. Before it would just completely shut off, and then it wouldn't turn back on until I restarted the whole recording or the whole stream. I got it to this point, so I apologize. I'm going to be blinking on and off all night probably. So I'm going to answer a few more questions here. Brandon says, yo, it's Ninja Bacon. And what's up, Ninja Bacon? Damien asks if I'm still playing with the cube. So I have this 5 foot by 5 foot by 5 foot cube that I spin, and I do. It takes a lot to set up though, so I don't do it all the time. Next question is Tracy asks, where do you practice? I might need some space. And I've been really lucky in that the space that I have is my place. So I live in an artist loft now called Harvester Art Space, and you guys might have one in your place too. But basically, if you do art, like if you're a painter or circus performer, obviously, or a photographer or anything in the arts, I blinked again. They have housing for you, special housing, and it's perfect because I can do the spinning. I'm not gonna it's a brick wall. I'm not gonna break my walls. I've got like 12-foot ceilings. So if you're ever, wow, I'm really sorry about this camera. I don't know if there's a whole lot I can do. Just listen to my voice if this doesn't work. But yeah, no, the art space is really awesome, and I really think it's amazing for anyone like that does spinning. If you're looking for a place, see if there's a local art space in your area, because it's fantastic. It's a great training space, and it also gives me lots of room to be able to record videos as well as train. Next question, Daniel asks, how often do you burn yourself when performing fire acts? What changes have you made from the time you started performing with fire to now to prevent injuries and accidents? And that is a huge question. There's been so much that has changed, but in all honesty, even when you first start with fire, all the core essentials should be there. So you have your safety, you have your fire blanket, you kind of are a little bit more aware or more nervous. Most fire accidents, when you're doing fire performance, doesn't happen in the beginning, but it happens, blink. I'm sorry, you guys, my camera just does not like me today. I'll try to get that fixed. I've been working on that for a while. But no, with fire dancing, I find that most of fire accidents happen after you get comfortable with it. So it's not in the beginning because you're too scared, and usually, I mean, you might get a little bit of burn, but most of the bigger accidents, if you're going to have them, are going to happen when you're like, oh, okay, I got this. It's fire. It's like when you lose the respect of the fire. That's when it says, hey, wait a second. Whoosh. I like making that sound, and it just bites you back. So the trick to that is always maintaining that healthy respect for the fire. It really is. So like when you first start out, you're afraid of it a little bit more, and there's a healthy respect. And as time goes on, you kind of get accustomed to it, and that's when things get lax, and you can't let it get to that point. It's just like driving or even riding a motorcycle, It's like you always want to be constantly scanning your area, and just being aware. And sometimes that awareness gets dulled. It happens a lot when you do things a lot. Anytime you do anytime you do repetition, it's great because it allows us to advance, because some things become automatic. But if bad habits become automatic, that's when we start running into problems. So it's always good to reevaluate yourself. I don't really get burned that much anymore. I gotta be honest, like a lot of people really look forward to the part where they're just like, I just wish I could just be this fantastic performer and I could spin fire and then I could just focus on just loving and enjoying it. But I think sometimes there's a part that I miss about fire dancing. There's a part that I miss where I was a little nervous and a little more scared every time I did a show, because to me there was this adrenaline rush. So like now when I do fire, I feel like I understand it and we have a healthy respect for one another, and I love it. But there's still something missing. The fear element is gone, because now that I understand it, we work together. We kind of harmonize, and that brings a whole nother other aspect with fire dancing too. But which is like, where do you go from there once you get comfortable or calm? You want to just like keep reinventing it. It's almost like a relationship. I feel like flow arts is a lot like a relationship. You have good days and bad days and every day in between. And the point is, though, that if you believe in it, you keep going with it. You keep doing it all the time. And I think that's the big one. And then Sam, I'm sorry, I I might butcher this, Samson Kukap, I apologize, is how do you make light nunchucks awesome? I don't make my own nunchucks. Flowtoys makes nunchucks. They're awesome. Ignis makes nunchucks. They do like the pixels. Those are awesome. And then I had an old buddy, Troy Bonenkamp. We actually started Flowtricks together. He did something called Flow Fires, and I did Flowtricks. I did the teaching, and he made almost all my props when we first began. And that was a really cool part of life, but unfortunately he got busy and Flow Fires closed down. But he used to do, if you watched my old videos, and I have all these crazy glowing props or glowing props that start on fire, it was Flow Fires. They're no longer around though, unfortunately, but it was it was a good time. It was a good time. So anyways, if you all have any more questions, please keep asking away. My camera's doing good now. It's not blinking out. That's good. Hopefully it'll stay that way for a while. I have some things that I can teach, but again, at the same time, if you do have questions, just keep asking away here. So one thing I wanted to talk about, I have a few things actually, and one of them is going to be, well, one, if you love Flowtricks, please consider donating to Patreon. I'm about to give the Studio Nunchucks to a Patreon donor. Anyone that does $8 or more every month is automatically entered in a monthly drawing where we give away a free gift, you know. But more importantly than the gift is just the support for Flowtricks, so we can keep doing this and keep making it bigger and bigger. Another thing I wanted to talk about is Flowtricks Games. I'm going to release around the same times as my birthday. Flowtricks Games is going to start off like a little seed. It's going to be very small, but I'm going to challenge you all to do things. And I want you guys to pick up your nunchucks or pick up your props and get more active. So I'm going to start doing daily challenges. It's going to be recorded on the website. You're going to get points for it. You can redeem those points to win prizes. Now, I'm talking with vendors already. So we're going to start off, like I said, we're going to start off small, but as time goes on, my goal is to be able to get Flowtricks games where there's at least one new game happening every week, where you can issue challenges to other people, where there's a system where you can get ranked and rated, and then that's all for fun. It's not, if you're against competition, you don't have to make it about the competition. The whole point is that it's inspiring you to train so you can reach another level of expression. And then also at the very end of the month, we're going to have it to where you get all these points by playing the games, and then you can redeem them for raffles, just kind of like what we do with $8 Patreon donors, but for anyone that just participates in the game. And I think that's going to be awesome because I really want to see more people spinning and being inspired to spin, as well as I think sometimes because Flow Arts just has all these techniques, sometimes I think it's good to set a goal. So that's why I like the idea of creating games. So yeah, and let's see here. Also, I want to show you guys one thing here. We're gonna go over to, let's see if I can bring this up. There we go. Let's see if this works. Okay, so I want to show you something. This is the Flowtricks website. I'm going to show you this really quick just because I think people should know. I'm not going to tell you much. I mean, there's so much to do in the website, but the most important thing is at the very top. This is where you can find all the different things. So if you're looking for nunchucks, you just click on nunchucks right here. I want to make sure everyone knows how to navigate this site, just so you know. Now from here, all the latest releases will be here. The ones that are in gold are like Patreon, for Patreon donors. People that do $5 or more get the exclusive, like I release an extra video every week kind of thing. But if you click on left on filter, you can filter out all of the videos that are on YouTube. All of my YouTube videos are here. So if you want to hear me just talk about philosophy, just check mark the philosophy. There's 67 videos on it. And again, if you're a Patreon donor, like some of it is going to be Patreon exclusive. I talk a lot. And some of it's going to be open for everyone. And then all you got to do is just click on it or tap on it, and you have lots and lots of different options. So I just want to make sure you guys know how to navigate that, because going to the flowtricks.net website, you can access just about every single one of the videos. We had a team of people put it all together. Like, hey, I just want to find newbie nunchuck moves. Here, boom, you know. And these are all going to be videos for newbies. So it's fantastic. So you can't miss it. And there's one more thing I want to show you about this website, because that's one thing. So you can find things by using this by going to this website. The other thing is just simply, whenever you have a new video or if you want to share something, when you're on the main page, there's a big red compose button. Just tap it. Right? It's going to ask you what kind of thing you can do. Like, you can do all kinds of things. You can create your own trivia. You can make polls, lists. We can do memes. But just go to video. Right? And once you go to video, just say, you know, my awesome video, and then click on embed, because we're going to embed it, and then you just post your YouTube video right here. the moment you post it and then you push publish, and you can also add categories so it can be found under the filters, just like what I had before. Once you hit publish, it's going to be in the Flowtricks database forever. So you can showcase your skills, or you can teach something, and it's going to be in the database forever. Anytime someone clicks on nunchucks, it'll also appear here, because this is the latest posts. It's going to be in there. So and one way, if we want to share knowledge about what we know about Flow, just go on the Flowtricks page, post some videos, categorize them, and it'll be there forever. That's pretty awesome, I think. So let me know what you guys think about that. I think it's fantastic. I think it's also really difficult to navigate, so people may be a little bit scared to get on the website right now. So I just wanted to show you, post a video or look for nunchuck moves. It's really cool, it's really easy, and it's really fun. I do want to teach some things too, so if you guys have questions about nunchuck moves, let me know. I'm gonna read a little bit more here. So Nathan Harkness says, I'm 14 and I have been spinning for about 2 months and I love it. Good job, Ken. That's awesome. I actually started spinning when I did martial arts. I started martial arts when I was 12 and I did it till about 24 or so. And then I started doing flow arts, nunchucks, when I was 30, and I'm gonna be 41 in 2 weeks. So I've been doing nunchucks for quite a while, and all I could say is, like, if I could only start with the knowledge that is available now, is shared now, oh, it would be amazing. Because back in the old days when I started, everything was a lot more, I don't want to say basic, but just undiscovered. It wasn't widely shared, even if it was discovered. So we have this awesome network that's happening, and that's the whole goal of Flowtricks too, is to get more people spinning. So I'm really glad, Nathan. I hope you keep going, man. Join the Flowtricks website too, and post some videos of your progress. I'll gladly be watching it. Okay, Dropkick Corpse. I like the name. I wanted to ask if it's possible to do air wraps with nunchaku the way it is to do with poi. Will the chain be too short? What are the limitations of converting poi tricks to nunchaku tricks? I mean, I think you pretty much captured it. Is the fact that it's not only that the rope is short, but it's also got a long handle. I feel like this may also be something to ask people that do more poi. I'm not a huge poi artist, to be honest, but I mean, like, I can only do, like, getting wraps to work is really difficult, because you also got to create space for the two chuck ends to not be in your way. I don't really try this, so I may not be the best person to talk about that. There might be like Gabe or Gabriel Alexander Ford. He is like the poi nunchuck guy. When he does double nunchucks, he does it like poi and double staff style, and he's really translated that over where I feel like I've gone more of the traditional martial arts mixed with some creative flair moves. But Gabriel might be someone that might be able to answer that more. But to my limited knowledge, I can answer it to that degree. Like, you just have to make sure that, hold on, my camera turned off. It's coming back on, just give it a second. You just gotta make sure that you create space so the chucks can clear its path. I think wraps are a little bit tricky. With regards to poi, though, a lot of the poi moves are still, I mean, you can still do a lot of, like, for instance, a lot of the poi moves you can still do, like, I am totally standing in the here. Whoosh. So, like, a lot of the same poi moves work, and the throws are really nice as I drop it. The throws are really nice, too, with nunchucks. And then, of course, because you have two sides are the same, you also have like other variations that come a little bit easier with nunchucks than with poi because they're symmetrical. So I feel like with poi, converting over to nunchucks, I do think that some of your techniques close off, but some of them open up. It's a little bit faster because they're so much closer together, at least in my opinion. But again, you may want to check with Gabe. He is the man, and he's awesome. And he is like double nunchucks that fuses the flow arts poi and double staff style into his chucks. He's an awesome dude. All right. Next is Ty. I've been spinning for 12 years and wanted to thank you for the countless hours of videos. No, thank you, man. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like, if no one responded or watched the videos, I wouldn't have a desire or need to put it out. But just knowing that it helps people and the messages that I get, I'm telling you guys, like, sometimes I'm late responding to messages just because I'm slammed. Like, between being a performer and also, like, making videos, and a dad, it's like, it's constant motion for me. I'm always moving and doing stuff. But it's the messages that you all send that really hit home. It really like strikes my purpose. Like that's, it just helps feed my fire. So I appreciate you guys telling me all that. I think that's awesome. Okay, next. All right, Carla says, Ken! Carla, what up? It's been a long time. This is one of my old friends from high school. She was like my best friend actually in high school. I don't know if she spins nunchucks, but I don't care. Carla's cool. All right, next. Eric says, are you taking questions? Where do ninja babies come from? So you gotta, how do we describe this? So you got this tree over here and you have a ninja throwing star, and the throwing star gets thrown and it hits the tree ever so delicately, and I just can't go much further than that, Eric, because we have kids. So with that said, I think I've answered all the questions for now. Please keep asking questions. I don't know if I can answer all of them. Eric, I don't know if I can answer that question. But I give it my best. With that said, I want to also show you guys something that I think is cool. Now, first off, let me know what you guys think about live streaming. Is it fun to be able to like listen to me ramble and chat, or would you rather me just do more videos? Because I have been juggling this for a while. Like, should I live stream like once a week? I mean, I was actually juggling once a day. I'm just not sure about the time commitment. But let me know what you guys think. Or if you'd rather see videos, I mean, that's totally cool too. I am going to showcase something. So we're going to go back over to technology. I wanted to showcase something. I think when I do my live streams, I want to show you guys cool stuff. So first thing I noticed, I found this from Prop Logic, and I thought it was pretty cool. It's virtual reality poise spinning, but this could totally apply to chucks too. I'm just going to play the video and go ahead and watch this. Okay, what is that? Like, seriously, did that work out, by the way? That's the first time I ever tried to just throw on a full screen video. Let me know if that didn't work. But what you should have seen was someone putting on VR glasses, getting some sort of prop and spinning it, and all of a sudden it's being spun in virtual reality. And if you think about that, if you think about the implications of what this could mean, now, one, it's going to be expensive, obviously, because you need to have a Vive, or you need to have some sort of controller, like a computer that can handle it. So it's a little bit more pricey, so I know, but VR prices are going to go down in time. And just imagine if you could get nunchuck lessons where I could help teach you, but I could actually correct your form because I can see the diagram, or I can even show you in VR like how to make adjustments, and you can visually see it. I just think it would be a fantastic training tool. My only question, and there's a few questions. One is going to be the price range. It seems like it would be a little expensive at this particular moment. And the other would be, like you learn your aerials or your throws, and you throw it and you knock your VR over, you knock your cameras over, you blast a hole through your laptop. That's probably not going to be an issue for Poi, but for nunchucks, we love to throw our stuff. So, but that was pretty sick, right? All right, so I just wanted to share that. I think that that's really fantastic. I hope that there's more people doing. Okay. I think that there's more people like that need to be breaking the limits with what we can do with nunchucks. So anyways, outside of that, I'm going to go ahead and do just a little bit of teaching as well, because we haven't really gotten into that much. But before I do that, let me just see if there's any other questions here. Ty asks, I like it. The live streams, man, learning chucks are cool, but hearing your adventures or story are very cool in my opinion. And thank you, Ty. I'm never sure if I just like, if sharing my stories is something you guys want to hear, if you just want to hear more techniques or what it is, you know. But I'm glad to hear that because I have lots of stories to share. My whole goal, my goal in life is that when I'm 60, I look back and I say, and all I have are just stories and adventures. Like, that's it. Like, that's my big goal. It's not to be rich. It's not to like make a huge mark. It's just to have really good stories. And that's really all I want. Like, this is just part of my adventure. And, you know, and to be able to bring other people with me on it, fantastic. That's awesome. All right. Eric says, serious question. What's the most dangerous thing you've ever done in a live show? Well, you know, I'm going to be honest. I don't really do dangerous things in live shows. I know that sounds crazy, but anytime I'm live, well, I guess when I first started, I took more chances. So I dropped my props more. But anytime I'm live, I stick to what I absolutely can do. Something I can do 95% of the time or better. Because to me, it's like, it's just like when I watch a movie. If you're watching a movie and the actor's like, sorry, like there's like this deep scene or something, and then he just clears his throat or picks his nose or something, totally breaks the character, right? So my goal when I perform isn't necessarily to be as dangerous or to be like awe-inspiring as it is to just keep my character first and then go as far as I can in my comfort zone with that character. So I don't feel like I do very dangerous stuff. I mean, there's a time when the Darth Maul fire staff, which is a double fire sword, was dangerous, and I did 2 of them. But then I got used to it, and then it wasn't dangerous anymore. So I don't know, man. I mean, the first time I did a new performance, like the first time I did Sear Wheel or the first time I did a new big fire prop, it was dangerous at that time, but then I got used to it, and then it wasn't scary at all anymore, and now it's just a part of the game. It's kind of crazy how that works. So it's like, I always wondered about what happens to performers that get well-versed, because if you keep reaching, you're going to eventually hit a point, and it's not going to be the point with your skill, but a point with just the human body and how far it can go before it wears and tears away. But at this particular moment in my life, I'm not looking to do, I'm just looking to express myself more than it is to reach new levels or new heights of crazy moves. Because like I said, you know, I'm 40 now, and if I break a bone or something, I'll feel it a lot longer and it doesn't heal as fast. So I'm more looking for now just creating more presence and being more in character. So that's kind of the answer to that. Hey, Jeanette, how's it going? Oh my gosh, everyone is watching this live stream now. Oh, the nervousness. If only I could get nervous. Dang it. No, this is great. I think it's important, and this really inspires me. Just the most important thing in life is to surround yourself around people and things that bring out your best sides. I think that is the absolute most important thing, and this is why I love performing and spinning so much. But even if like my arm got cut off and I lost my arm, like I would still do something. Like no matter what, there's something inside of you that needs to get out, right? And it's your tool of expression. So no matter what you're doing, it doesn't have to be spinning. It can be whatever, but the way it translates out is art in general. But in its very prime form, it's you. Like the whole thing is you. The whole thing comes from you. Like you can learn the techniques and anything like that. But the moment you have that bad day, or the moment you have that crazy day, or the moment you have the energy, it's all based on how it's like expressing and escaping out of you. So I think that that's like the coolest thing ever. So just keep that in mind too. Like when you're learning techniques, it's fantastic, but remember it's your story. Like you got to build this into the story. That's the one thing I can't say enough. And when you can build it into a story, then you're no longer doing something, you are it. Like you are the art that you do. There's no disconnect at all that happens there. You're not just doing techniques or skills, you are the art. And being living art is pretty awesome, you know? I think it's pretty cool, I gotta say. Let me see here. So right now, I think I'm all caught up with questions, but I do just want to say, like, thank you, everyone. Like, everyone that's been on my path and everyone that I've been able to help, and as well as, like, dude, there's some people that are going crazy with the nunchucks, like Jason Jadud. That guy is insane. If you don't know him, JasonJadud, you got to check out his videos. He's really awesome, super kind. I met him once too. I want to get a little bit of teaching in. Now, So I'm actually going to flip over here for a second so we can get full screen. Now, some of you guys already know this, but I want to talk, whoop, let's try to get this up. You know what I'm really happy about is the fact that this camera has not shut off in the last 15 minutes, which is good. So if you kind of warm up your chucks, or you just do a few figure eight wrist rolls with your chucks, I think it's important to stretch, but I don't always think it's good to stretch cold. So like do a little bit of warm up, and I'm just gonna go over a couple stretches with you. I think that if you do this at the beginning of your routine, it's always a good thing. It's always a good thing. So we're just gonna go over a couple stretches, and they're gonna be wrist stretches, because I will tell you this, there's been a couple times that I spun really hard with nunchucks when I didn't warm up and my wrists were cold, and I pulled something and I was literally out for a couple weeks. Like a couple weeks, it was like I had this sharp pain in my wrists. And it's just because I didn't take care of myself, and it's super simple. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into a couple techniques, and then I can answer more questions about anything you guys want. Performing, life, art. If you want to be a performer, fire dancing, just ask away. But right now, go ahead. I want to go over this because I want to make sure you guys know how to stretch your wrists. So it's kind of like you're karate chopping your nose, boom, but your thumb's sticking out. You might have seen this in the beginning videos, but I don't say you should always do this, but you should do this often because it's really good for you. Just kind of grab with your right hand, you're going to grab the thick part of your thumb with your thumb pushing on the back of the pinky finger like this, and all you're going to do is you're just going to twist and pull down like this, and it's basically going to be a stretch. So as your wrist twists, it pulls down, and then you're going to feel it until you feel a nice stretch, and then you're just going to hold it there, and you're going to count to maybe 10 or 15 or 2,000 or whatever number you want to do. Just keep it nice and firm. If you feel pain, you've gone too far. You're not doing this to get super flexible wrists. It doesn't matter if you can touch this part. None of that matters. All that matters is that you feel a nice stretch. And we're gonna go back up, and then we're gonna do the other one. It's like you're karate chopping your nose. You're grabbing the fleshy part of your thumb. Your other thumb is pushing in the back of the pinky finger, and we're just twisting and going down like this. This is really important to know. That the fact is, I cannot touch my middle finger to my wrist. This is more motivational speaking by Ken Hill. And the thing is if you see other people that can touch their finger to their forearm, you shouldn't compare yourself to them. Because if this is as far as you can go, that's awesome. And if you're going farther, that's awesome. And just because someone else can touch their wrist down there doesn't mean they're more awesome. It's the worst thing you can do for yourself, the worst way you can kill your inspiration is to negatively compare yourself or others. And so, in my opinion, I always say everyone is in their own space. So don't compare yourself to me or anyone like that. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that you are moving forward and being more awesome. So that's one exercise. Damn, I'm feeling really inspirational today. I don't know what it is. Now, the next one is simply shaking your wrists. It's almost like you got water on the tips of your fingers, and you're just kind of flicking it back and forth like this. Very simple. You can do it back and forth in split time or same time. It doesn't matter. Now, I know that sounds kind of funny, but it's important. It's important to have stretched wrists. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just kind of put our thumb facing towards the ground like so. Okay, so my palm's facing towards the outside of my body. Now my right hand is going to grab right above the pinky finger here. And then the rest of my fingers are going to reach down right in between my pointer finger and my thumb like this. This is going to look a little bit odd at first. We're going to push this back to where it's almost like 90 degrees like this. So right now my hand's pointed downwards. I grab it. So fingers here, thumb on the top. I grab it. It's at 90 degrees like this. You're not going to feel a stretch yet because the actual move is going to be like this is a lever that it's pulling up. So what we're going to do is we're going to push it up. We're not going to necessarily touch our nose, but we're going to pull it towards our nose until we feel a nice tight stretch like this. Boom. And then you're going to count to 10, 15, 20, 50, 100, whatever you want, like that. You should be able to feel a stretch, and it goes all the way down. And then we're going to go with the other one, of course, too. So it's going to be the same thing. We're going to get our thumb kind of towards the belly button. And this is going to reach out. So thumb is going to face downward. My left hand thumb is going to go across the top. All my fingers are going to curl underneath. We're going to break it down into 90 degrees like that. Shoom, shoom. And then we're just going to twist it up like it's a lever about to touch the nose or something like that. Boom. And just until you feel a nice stretch. Again, it's all about just feeling a very nice stretch. That's all that matters, is where you're at. You give your count or whatever, listen to good jams, good times, good times. All right, I'm gonna put it back down and shake it out. There's one more I want to show you, and this is a simple one. Actually, you know what? We're good right now. We're good right now. Let me, there goes my camera again. Let me get back to chat because I want to see if there's any more questions here. Okay, I see some new questions. So I'm just waiting for the bottom to reapply. I'm really having some technical difficulties when it comes to technology. I think it's hilarious because I'm gonna, the Facebook comments just disappeared, so I'm trying to get it to bring back. Give me just a second here. Can we bring it back? Can we resurrect the bottom? Whoosh, whoosh, come on. Ah, what a bummer. Yeah, so I can't get the Facebook comments to appear right now. I might have to go to Facebook really quick just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go on Facebook, but you guys can't read. Let me refresh. Come on now, appear. Someone do some sort of crazy voodoo mantra thing. Appear. All right, technology, man. What the heck? You guys don't even know. Well, you probably do know, but y'all have no idea that like 30% of time I spend, like when I say I'm busy, it's because technology is always malfunctioning. There's like 30% of my time is spent trying to fix something that broke, whether it's a camera or whether it's the editing or whether something happened, it didn't upload right. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. All right, so I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna read a couple of the YouTube, and then I'm gonna go on Facebook. You can't see the Facebook one, but I'll read it out loud. Okay, so let's see here. Jeremy says, hello, Ken. What up, Jeremy? I'm a effing problem, says, love your channel, man. I'm an older cat. I used to do Kung Fu in my early 20s for 6 years. I'm looking to get healthier and definitely gonna check out your site. Keep doing your thing. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Like I said, I didn't really start doing nunchucks for flow until I was 30, so... And I'm going to be 41 in 2 weeks. And I plan on doing this until I'm 97. Until I'm so senile that I don't know what exactly I'm doing. And then I'm going to be dangerous. Yeah, I'm going to be dangerous. All right, so I'm going to go to the next one. Dropkick Corpse says, I enjoy spinning chucks as a form of expression. I wanted to ask how you feel about the archaic laws banning chucks. How have these laws affected your performance, locations, and routines? So, this is some serious stuff. Nunchucks has a law, like in California, it's as illegal as a sawed-off shotgun. It's in the same classification because back in the old days, in the Bruce Lee days, a lot of gangs used nunchucks. And now they treat it as, well, as a sawed-off shotgun. So here we are. We're making art with nunchucks. It's like, yeah, if someone breaks in your house, what would you rather have? Like, come on. Seriously. Now, nunchucks are a weapon, but I swear to God, if you had a katana and you hit them in the head with a katana, it would still hurt. But it's not illegal to do, like, it's not illegal to have a katana, but for some reason it is with a nunchuck. It just blows my mind. You can have a chainsaw. You can have a chainsaw. But nunchucks, no. We gotta keep it safe. Let's keep with the chainsaws. I just think that's so ridiculous. And the fact that this is even an issue, I will say this. It does help with the mysteriousness of the art. Like you can play it like, hey, yeah, I'm mysterious. I use nunchucks and they're illegal. But the truth is it's totally illogical. They need to get rid of that. Other weapons are more dangerous than nunchucks. When I'm doing performances, it's very simple. I don't want to say I play dumb, but I just do it anyways. And if anyone asks me, I'll say, I'm from Nebraska. They're not illegal there. And I do this as a performance art. I think it's important because I think most sane policemen would not charge you for anything if you had something cushiony that looks like a toy. Now, if nunchucks are illegal where you are performing or where you're spinning, and you have nunchucks that look like weapons, I think your odds go way up that you could get in trouble. But if you have glow chucks or if you have these. I call them juggling devices. I don't know. I just give them a different name. Don't call them nunchucks. I've never, not in the 10 years that I've been doing this, I've never had a problem with nunchucks, like anyone telling me to put them away. But I have heard stories of people that have had, like, lost their chucks. So it does happen. But in my opinion, I think it's an archaic. I think it's ridiculous. I'm just going to keep going unless someone stops me, because let's be honest, what we're doing is we're expressing ourselves. We're not doing any harm. I think it's ridiculous. I don't know. I just ripped my hair out with that question. I can't believe that this is still an issue in 2018, that people are afraid of nunchucks. You know, it's like, come on, like, I could put 2 chainsaws and put a string on it and juggle it, and still, it's not going to be illegal. But chucks, oh my gosh. His question, I'm a FN problem, asks, do you have a link on your site to purchase chucks or practice chucks? I don't, but the chucks that I get are from Dark Monk. So if you go to Google and you just type Dark Monk Studio Nunchucks or something like that, those are the ones that I use. The reason why I talk these chucks up so much is mostly because he worked with me. I was trying to find a pair of chucks that I thought were, like, good for our style. And he worked with me, and he did like several renditions of this before we came out with this style. And so I'm really happy with this, because it came off a direct input of what I felt like we were missing, or that we were having problems with. And Chad, the guy that runs Dark Monk, he's fantastic. I don't want to make chucks because I just don't have the time, but that guy is awesome, and he's a beast, and he makes fantastic stuff. So Dark Monk is where you want to get, if you wanted to get the ones that I helped create. Yeah, you want to go over to Dark Monk. So, all right. Justin says, haha, everything is illegal in Connecticut except nunchucks. Thank God. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, hold on one second here. I am going to go over to Facebook land. Now, I don't think that this is it, because it looks like I lost most of the conversation. So I'm going to go over there and see if there's any questions here. Okay, it looks like it's all caught up except for one missing question from Eric Peterson. He says, what's your favorite prop to work with right now, and what's the next one you'd like to try? Okay, so my favorite prop right now is sear wheel. And the reason why the sear wheel, and if you consider that a prop, it's a big wheel. It's right there. It's that big thing right there. The reason why I like the sear wheel so much is because it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. It's so hard. It's so hard. It goes against everything that I am. Like, I'm a ninja. I'm in tight. Like, I got the martial arts thing. Sear wheel, you have to be locked out, and you have to be, like, pushing against the wheel, and it's the opposite of me. You go upside down in this thing, where I don't like going upside down for the most part. I like being grounded and just very triangular. So sear wheel is like the opposite of Ken, and because of that, I've learned the sear wheel very slowly because of it. But at the same time, it's like learning your yin and yang. It's awesome, because while I only progress slowly on it, it's like every little bit just makes me more awesome. I don't know. I love it. But when it comes to just handheld props, it always changes, man. It's almost like a painter, you know? It's like you have your canvas, and some days you wake up, you're like, I'm going to paint something blue. And then other days, like, I want something orange. It's the same thing, man. With chucks, it's like, this is its color. And then Dragon Staff has its own color, and Single Staff. Single Staff is probably one of my most favorite ones, just because of all the footwork you can do with it. Like, I feel like it's very neglected. Like, when you have a staff, let me see if I can find a staff. I love staff. Now, don't get me wrong. I know I haven't really been talking up nunchucks. I absolutely love nunchucks, man. It's my home base, okay? It's kind of like your first kiss or your first girlfriend. It's like, when you have, like, nunchucks will always be home base. But one thing that I see with staff is a lot of times when people do traditional staff. Now, there's this whole thing about contact staff, and I don't do that a whole lot, and this is the wrong kind of staff for that. But when it comes to traditional staff, I often see people just doing the very standard motions and just stopping there, when I feel like there's so much other things that you can do with it. And that's what I love about staff, is like the footwork and the advanced motion that you can do, not necessarily with the staff itself, but how your body correlates or interacts with it. It's really, really fun. So another bonus is, if you are decent at chucks, the transition into staff is a lot easier. They share a lot of the same techniques. So naturally, if you want to try something different and you do nunchucks, the first thing I would say is go ahead and pick up a staff. I think staff would be the next logical choice, unless you want to go yin and yang. Then I'd say pick up a hula hoop because I feel like hoops and nunchucks are the exact opposite. Nunchucks, masculine, rah, usually. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know there's ladies that use nunchucks, but overall it's mostly males that use it. They're like, rah, very fierce and stuff. And then hoops are very graceful. This is kind of straight. Hoops are circular. They're infinite. This one definitely has an endpoint. Striky. It's awesome. Okay. We're going to go back here to webcam chat. We are going to announce the winner of the Dark Monk Nunchucks soon. I'm having a blast with you guys, though, by the way. So thanks for chatting with me. This has been really fun. Okay. Let's see. Do you need to separate the chucks to individual chucks while transporting them to California or the UK? I would suggest it. I would highly suggest that if you're going to a place where chucks are illegal, that it's good to separate them. If you're not sure, look up my video on airport loops. Airport loops. AIRPORT loops. They're a way that you can use string nunchucks and you can disconnect them. And then all of a sudden they're juggling props. No one can mistake them as juggling props. I would suggest that. I mean, I've never had problems, like I said before, and I've carried fire nunchucks and regular nunchucks on board. But if you wanted to be extra safe, disconnecting them is not a bad idea. If you have metal chucks, you can use wire cutters, snip them in half, and then go to your local hardware store and look for something like a quick link. You're looking for a quick link. And in that way, it's just like a little link that can join the chucks, and then it screws together, and then all of a sudden you have your chain chucks back. So that might be an answer for if you have chain, you do quick links, and if you have rope, you do airport loops. And I think that's a good way. That's a good way to do it. And there goes my camera again. Technology, gotta love it. All right, Justin Perry. I'm a huge Bruce Lee fan. I'm not sure you are, but I find inspiration in him with anything I do. Are any of your Flowtricks inspired by him? So, I mean, I grew up watching Kung Fu movies and Bruce Lee movies. My favorite memory is on the weekends. Every Saturday, my dad would cook egg rolls, and we just watch Kung Fu movies, like 3 or 4 of them, like just binge on Kung Fu movies. So yeah, man, I love Bruce Lee, and I love his movies, and his Tao Ji Kundo, or Dao Ji Kundo, however you want to call it. The book that he wrote was fantastic. It's not only is it philosophical, but it applies just to the theory of fighting, which is very different than flow arts, I might add. But he was brilliant, man. The way that his tactician level was amazing, and I think that subtly, I'm sure, like Bruce Lee influenced. I mean, that's one of the original reasons why I picked up the chuck when I was in martial arts. So like nowadays, everything I do is very fluid and circular and flowy. And it's a little bit different, but at the core level, yeah, you could say Bruce Lee was the one that kind of helped start it all. And I feel like that's going to be the answer with a lot of people that pick up the chucks as they watch Bruce Lee, or maybe Michelangelo, but probably more Bruce Lee. Yeah, I think he influenced a lot of people and did a lot of great things. All right, so there we go. I think, is there any other questions that you all have before I announce the winner of the Dark Monk Studio Nunchucks? I will show this, just so you guys know. It's always fair. Everyone that donated to Patreon has their own card, and they're all different names, obviously. Whoop. And it's going in this shopping bag because I didn't have time to find my bucket of drawing. So I have this bag and I'm just shaking it up because I'm fancy like that. Got these advanced ways of choosing names. And I'm going to choose a winner by 8 o'clock, and it's 7:45 right now. So that means we have 15 minutes to answer any final questions. Anything you want to know about nunchucks, life, performing, fire, anything really. Drop me a message. Someone just sent me a message and cussed me out. That's really funny. I think someone's trying to troll me. Speaking of which, actually, this is a good topic since we go there. Yeah, man, I get haters, and it's really interesting. Like, I've had people tell me that Flowtricks is amateur and they're threatened to take it over and all kinds of stuff. And my answer is always the same, which is like, look, man, I'm like, we're all here to like help each other out, but if you're not, good luck. That's all I can say is good luck. Good luck with that, because it isn't until, and this is with anything that you do, when you see someone doing something successful or something good, if you haven't even tried it, you have all these ideas, not you, like you, maybe, I don't know, but just in general, like if you haven't walked in someone else's shoes, you have all these simple ideas how to make it better, how to do it right, because you haven't actually done it. And the moment you do it, I think that's when you either realize that you're just, you don't know what you're talking about, or you also realize it's a lot harder than you thought. For instance, look at this, my technology is failing. Now, when you start a channel, how many of you guys, like if you thought about like making a video, how many times would you think, I wonder if my webcam would mysteriously shut on and off, and what would it take to fix that? I've already tried to work on this webcam for like 2 hours, by the way. Can't figure it out. This is the best I could do. It used to shut off the whole program before. So, but I didn't want it to stop the live stream, so I was like, I'm gonna keep going. So I guess that's my thing, and that's my challenge with haters is when I get these hate messages, it's like, just be quiet. Just do it. If you're gonna take over or you're gonna be bigger than Flowtricks, do it. I would love to see that happen, because to be honest, there's no way you could. I mean, you can't, because really the heart of Flowtricks is the community and the people and what we're sharing here, and you can't just like steal that away. Even if you become more successful, let's say you like get on Good Morning America and they showcase it to everyone, and all of a sudden you're making all this money. That wasn't the point. The point of me making this isn't that. So like, but the thing that usually happens is haters will send their message and then nothing happens. Nothing happens. They'll talk big and then nothing happens. I wait patiently. I want to see what they can bring. Nothing. That's how it's been. So it's like now when I get messages, I'm just like, I don't even want to respond to it. But if you're a hater and you're watching right now, just do it. Let you just be the example. Don't tell me you're going to do something crazy or tell me how to do it better. Just do it, man. Make your own channel. Do it. And I think that's a good way to handle life. If you don't like something, just make it better. If you don't like this festival you go to, then start your own festival. Figure it out, because you're going to realize how much harder it is when you actually have to do it yourself, rather than just like be on the outside looking in and saying, oh yeah, you could do this and this and this. Haha, so simple. When the reality is, it's like, yeah, what you just said is like a very intricate and delicate thing. I just think it's funny. I don't know. Dropkick Corp says, I find myself really weirdly inspired to practice chucks when watching Kratos. Yes! Kratos swinging the blades of chaos. It's strangely beautiful, but ballet it. I don't know how to say that word, but you know what I'm saying. I was wondering if you have seen or been inspired. Of course, man. God of War is freaking awesome. And same with Soul Calibur. Or I'm a huge gamer, by the way. If you guys don't know, I love video games. I love them. And Kratos, God of War, definitely. I mean, if you think of that and Soul Calibur, I feel like a lot of them are the same, especially with God of War, though, because when he swings his blades, they go through people, so there's nothing stopping him from doing, well, generally flow arts. I mean, that's kind of what he's doing if you watch. He's doing 2-beat weaves and overhead swings, and a lot of the motions are flow arts. And then borrows also from rope dart, I would say, too. Kratos is boss, though. Like, just the way that they did it. I wish that, I think that LED spinning is the closest thing we have to being like Kratos. Like if you have a highly bright LED prop, and then you just have to get bald and angry and maybe have, your family massacred or something. I don't know. Something to bring out the rage. I don't know. All right. Any, let's see here. Any fictional characters? Yeah, I mean, there you go. Maxi from Soul Calibur. A lot of the Soul Calibur people, like, again, you got Kratos. I can't think off the top of my head, but like I really like that Tenchu Stealth Assassins game. That's an old one, but a good one. Anything where there's weapons in video games, you're going to see a bit of flow arts, and in movies too, because what is effective is not necessarily what looks good on the screen. It's a big thing. So like a lot of martial artists will look at will watch martial arts flicks and be like, this isn't like, this is fake. But that's the point. Like it's a movie. It's and in the same way, it's like when with video games, it's like a lot of them are doing flow arts. If you really look, it's it's beautiful, it's circular, you're creating these really cool patterns, which is flow arts, And a lot of times when they swing, it goes through the enemy, which makes it even more flow arts, because in real life, if you swing something, usually if you hit someone with something, it'll kind of stop, they'll go ow, and they'll move, you know what I mean? They don't just fly 50 feet in the air. Not that I know, like I don't generally hit people with stuff, but I mean, studied martial arts enough to know that it doesn't work like that. Ninja Gaiden's a good one. Yes. I'm an effing problem. Do you eat a specific diet to stay fit? I don't know, man. I mean, I try to eat better. I'm gonna be honest though. Like now that I'm 40, it's harder for me to stay fit. I have to be even more cautious about that. But I don't know. I guess in my eyes, I don't consider myself as fit as I used to be. Not even close. But I think a lot of it just comes with the age. It's and the activity of just maintaining the YouTube channel and all that. But I guess I would say, yeah, I do watch what I eat. Yeah, I guess that's the short and sweet answer is I do watch what I eat, but sometimes I let it go. And what I usually try to do is when I wake up in the morning, I'll go for carbs to give myself energy. And then as time goes on, and then right before a workout, I do protein, some sort of chicken or fish is a big one. But in the mornings, it's going to be like rice or something like that. And then before I go to bed, I try to stay away from carbs, and then I just go for proteins again. And that's the basic idea of it is carbs in the morning, protein before a workout, protein before I go to bed. And it's kind of flexible. I pretty much avoid a lot of sugars. I had a cavity I just had a root canal yesterday, but I had a cavity for almost 5 years that was flaring up and causing my face a lot of pain. So I was able to wean off most sugars because of a tooth problem that I just got fixed. So, all right. Let's see here. He also asked, have you done any fight choreography or work for movies, or is that even an interest? That would be amazing. That would be amazing to do fight choreography in a movie. I feel like I would actually be pretty good at fight choreography because it's flair and it's martial arts, which is two things that I worked a lot with. I do got to get more flexible though. I have a buddy though. His name's David, and he does stunt work for movies, and he's pretty boss. He was a stuntman in Wonder Woman 2, so that's pretty cool. Legend of Drunken Man, of course, Jackie Chan. I mean, how can you not like Jackie Chan? Yeah, any Jackie Chan movie is good inspiration. He's another one that is a great mix of martial arts with flow arts. So, okay, y'all. I said y'all. Okay, I am going to switch this off now. We're at the end game. End game. And at the end game, first I want to thank you all again, because once I declare the winner, I am probably going to sign off and take a rest, play some video games. Like I said, my tooth isn't perfect yet. I mean, I got the root canal yesterday, so I think I'm going to relax for the rest of the day. But we're going to announce the winner of the Dark Monk Studio Nunchucks. Stir it up. And again, thank you all for watching this. If you do like it, please leave a message. Let me know if you want to see more of this. Would you be down for a weekly, or would you think once a month would be better? I don't really know what's better. If it was every week, it would cost a little bit more videos. Like I'd have less videos that I could release. But if you like this better than the weekly tutorial videos, let me know. Or if there's something else you want to see, let me know. Just communicate. Okay. Boy, this is like the most basic way to... So I've tried a lot of different ways to do these drawings to make them fair. And I think that this one's great because I don't know, wait, this is totally wrong. We gotta be like, oh, come on, camera. Are you serious? Did I just break the camera? Here we go. The winner! Oh, that's pretty cool, right? The Dark Monk Nunchucks is whoosh, Jason. Totally Jason, man. Jason, dude. That's awesome. You win. Dark Monk Studio Nunchucks. I want to thank. And my camera is absolutely passing out. My camera's cheering for everyone. He's like, yeah, I'm going to shut off. I want to thank everyone for watching. Jason, send me a message. Get your nunchucks. I'm going to make you do, I already know you have a pair because I've seen you do videos. This means you have to do 3 now. You have to spin 3 nunchucks. So that's your challenge. And again, stay tuned. We're going to be doing challenges starting on my birthday, September 19th. I'm going to start issuing challenges for everyone, including you. All right, well, take care. I'm going to sign off now. Keep spinning and send me a message anytime, y'all. I mean, that's what I'm here for. All right.